welcome back to everybody. Today we are starting the last episode of the season with Hamdi Abu Aisha. I hope I pronounced that right, Hamdi.
Yes.
Awesome. So Hamdi is better known as the Iceman. I'm going to tell a little bit more about that. But before we get started, this is the 10-day growth hacking challenge. The way it works is you get 10 days, 3 growth hacks to 10x your business. And we use the growth thinking methodology that is used in this book that I wrote. This helps you walk through the process, which is a design process that goes step by step on how to accelerate your growth using a design process for growth hacking. Today, we're going to be looking a bit deeper into Hamdi's business. Hamdi is a serial entrepreneur. I love having serial entrepreneurs on the challenge. The thing I love about them is they have a high level of resilience because they've got their teeth cut so many times. They have no problem jumping in and taking risk over and over and over again. And that's eventually what makes serial entrepreneurs very successful, because of that muscle that they build, because of the resilience from working over and over again. Today, we're going to be speaking with Hamdi. He runs a business called Mr. Ice. It's based on the Wim Hof method, and he's going to talk a little bit more about that. I'm going to hand it over to you, Hamdi. If you can tell us a little bit more about you and your business. We'll be putting his bio and information below for you to contact him directly in the future. We'll let him take the floor to talk about his business, his growth problem, and then the 3 growth hacks we'll be looking at in the next 10 days. Hamdi, welcome aboard.
Thank you, Nader. First of all, thank you for this whole thing that you are doing. I do really appreciate the efforts that you are doing, the communication that you are having. It's really amazing. It's giving a push, you know. It's good always to have people beside you to support you, to give you the right thoughts or the right talks. Always saying that even single support or a single word, nice word, it's a good thing. First of all, as you said, I'm running a business, and a small business now. Hopefully, it will be much better after this challenge. What we are doing, the business is called Mr. Ice. It's based on the cold therapy, the ice bath therapy. We do certain of Wim Hof method, which is based on breathing, mindset, and cold exposure, and some other breathing techniques, motivation for the people who are doing the therapy, and the cold exposure itself, which is the ice bath. I started it like year and 3 months now, and it's developing. Actually, it's going. The ideas start to spreading. The people get to know about the cold therapy or the ice bath therapy. In the beginning, it was struggling because people, they think it's a challenge. You just go and challenge and dip in the ice, and you have to explain that this is not a challenge. This is a therapy. You have to do some kind of meditation or breathing, or to be ready for the cold exposure, and what the benefit of this cold exposure. Absolutely. So there is a lot of benefits of this ice bath, you know, starting of boosting the immunity system, especially in this situation, what we have right now. Everyone needs his or her immunity system to be in the peak. So the more you do ice bath or cold shower, the less you get sick, because your immunity system at the high level. It's good for the inflammation. We all know that most of the diseases are coming from the inflammations. So this cold exposure or cold or direct touch with the ice or the cold shower is stopping the inflammation tissues in the body. So the more you do, the less you get sick. It's good for the people who are doing sports or hard works to recover the body, because it's doing a fast recovery for the muscles, like 5-10 minutes after the workout. It's way amazing for the body recovery. It's good for the blood circulation. As I told you, there is many of benefits. You cannot tell all of them. You need a lot of episodes to tell about the benefits of the ice baths.
Yep.
So yeah, this is how is it going.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think that's it's. I've done it before, not as an ice bath, but in other ways. I think Creo, it was the name of it, and I've done an ice pool, and it's phenomenal. Like it is a bit scary or a bit painful in the beginning. I mean, to get used to it, it's more of a shock. But once you kind of get used to it and stay in it, I mean, you can just feel your body just get energized. You get this rush of energy, and you can feel your body at work. And it's incredible to see that this is being turned into a therapy and a consistent service that people can come to. Because I remember that at some point, I think when the Creo business were set up, the Creo machine, I think it's called, or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
Creo.
Creo. So what happened is like you would be looking for alternatives to it, and there wouldn't be very many in the market. You'd be like, well, dude, where can I just get an ice bath? And so there actually was not for a very long time places to go to. So there was a lot of people who became educated about the Wim Hof method. They have friends and colleagues and contacts who people were doing this and educating each other, but there wasn't many places for people to actually go and do it. And I think that's one of the big benefits about your business is presence and awareness. And I think that's going to play a large part. It sounds really simple. Of course, it all sounds simple, but there's a bit of hard work involved. But with them, the more awareness about your presence, you're going to find, I mean, kind of two kinds of people. I think people who are already educated and want to find a place to do it, which is awesome. And people who are being introduced to this for the first time and looking at an alternative method to improve their health. So I think that's absolutely fantastic, and especially in a city like where we live, where there's a lot of stress. I think your timing also is very interesting because there's a lot of stress in the world right now. What's happening with the COVID, with the economy changing, health problems. We all know somebody who's been affected, or know somebody who knows somebody who's been affected by COVID, whether directly or indirectly. And so that ripple effect of stress is quite incredible. So I think like it's a really good time to give that kind of message, like, hey, there's an alternative to this. You don't have to take medicine. Come on in, try this out. So that put aside, I mean, tell us a little bit more about how your business has been performing. What are some of the growth challenges you have? And we'll take a look at the 3 growth hacks that you're thinking about.
Well, let me tell you about a little bit of how I start this one. The idea came was during the start of the COVID. We need something to make us more healthier, more adaptive to what's going on. In the beginning, when the COVID came, we all know that it's affecting the immunity system and the lungs or whatever. So you need something to help you. So I came through the Wim Hof method, which is based on 3 pillars, which is mindset and cold exposure and the breathing. The breathing, what we are doing, the breathing techniques, what we are doing is amazing. It's giving you a very, very refreshing to the mind, to the lungs, to the body, based on what the exercise you are doing. So in the beginning, I was doing it for myself. I read the books, I read the researches, I got the knowledge about it. I went through many of universities' online libraries and read the shared researches about it. Started doing it to my friends. Then the idea came, okay, this message should be spreaded more and people should know more about it. So we said, okay, let's get it more professional, more into a business model, So I created the name, and then I sat with one of my people. Then we put I remember 17 or 18 logos to came up with the logo that we have. The logo, we have a penguin in the logo, which is representing the cold. The penguin always reflecting the cold.
Yeah. So
after getting the full image, which is the logo, the stickers, whatever, we built the business model. Then we start to do the sessions, and we are having timings, and it starts to be more organized. For the growth challenges we have, it's always been the place, the timing, and the client, what the relationship with the client, because as I told you, it's a new thing. Not everyone is aware. In the beginning, people, they were thinking it's a challenge, not a therapy or a kind of something you do to your body to get healthier.
Yeah.
So to let them know about it more, it was a challenge,
Yeah.
So these are some of the
also one of the things you do, because you take pictures and you put them on Instagram, and I think that's what builds interest around what you do. I think you should create like a skin. There's a way of doing it. I think there's some apps, just like a little micro hack here. But what it can do is you put a skin on top of the pictures you take, and it always has your logo, and it says Ice Therapy. And so every picture that goes out always, Mr. Ice Therapy. And then that's it. So what happens is you instill the message from all the awareness that you're building through the frequency of these pictures being shared on Instagram. It will just have the brand, and it says Ice Therapy. So it cracks through that idea that, because once people hear therapy, they know that it's not one time, right? When you go to the chiropractor, you go to a physiotherapist, wherever you're going for therapy, you'll be going more than once. And so I think you can start to prime it psychologically to the images that you're using online immediately by just putting what do you call it? Ice Therapy. I mean, you can do it without any skin. You can just literally type it as you can in any Instagram post, for now, at least. And so what happens, you just start positioning it in people's minds starting today.
Yeah. As a fact, Nader, the social media, the Instagram, the Facebook, the social media in total played a good role in my business, because I'm depending on the word of mouth in the beginning, the experience that people are sharing, that we did this one and it was, we liked it, we are coming back. And when the people seeing other people coming back, they start to think again. Yeah. So it's something you need it more than one time. So it's building a trust to the people that, you need this more, and and these people are getting benefits. That's why they came back. And this is the message we wanted to be delivered, that this is not a one time you do it and finish and go. No, this is continuous. You have to keep doing at least twice in a month to keep your immune system activated, your inflammation to be reduced all the time, because one time it will not stop all the inflammation tissues and you will be okay. You will not get sick anymore. No, you have to do it more than time. I did it a lot of times, so I don't remember when was the last time I got sick. Alhamdulillah, there was like I don't know, more than 1.5 years.
Wow.
More.
Wow. Ever since you started this whole thing. So that's an incredible, unique selling point. I mean, just telling people like, this is a maintenance, just keep you going. So you just don't get sick and keep personally productive, right? Personal productivity is really important, but just keeping healthy in general in an environment where there are health risks like COVID and likewise. So, that's a really unique sales point. So, okay, cool. And so your growth challenge, as you said, was kind of like the location, the timing, and in creating consistency with clients, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and so what are the
As I told you,
go ahead.
I'm doing some, I'm doing sessions now at the beach, which is a great location for the people, Everybody like to go to the beach. And when you combine this beach where we are staying now in Dubai, which is hot, and the ice and the cold, it's a great combination, people loved it. The idea came when we go to the beach, is start to spreading the idea to the people and telling them what's going on. Then now there is a lot of places we are doing it in, but still people, they want sometimes different locations to have, like, it's different. Like, it's not a shopping mall you are going and taking
a consistent spot. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I think sometimes what we believe is a disadvantage can actually be a huge advantage, right? So not having a static spot gives you agility. And so that agility gives you ability to be flexible with other people, but also it exposes you to other demographics that may have not discovered you because you're static, right? So you're dynamic, you're moving around, right? And that's why these kind of pop-up shop markets, you know, like the Ripe Market, and there's a lot of them in town. I think those are brilliant places to get exposure because they're very well marketed. They have a very good following. They move around town. You build your demographic, you know, well, you tap into those different demographics, and then you build your client relationships from those different locations. Eventually, I agree with you. I think you will need at least some kind of static location where people always know where to go. But until then, I mean, you have a very good form of agility. And like I said, disadvantage sometimes could be your biggest advantage. It's all about how you think about it or see it. Until the day that it is really a disadvantage, I believe it is an advantage for you, and you got to use it wisely to reach out to as many people as possible. So yeah, I mean, I think that's not as bad as it might be.
Actually, now the idea in the beginning was we are a mobile services. You know, I can be located any place the client want. It doesn't matter if you are on the top of a building or in a desert or beside the sea. That's why we go to the beach, because we can be anywhere you want. This is creating more satisfaction to the client that you, okay, if we can make it like we are having a party in the desert, can we go there and have it? Yes, we can have it. Can we have it at our backyard? Yes, we can have it. The idea is we want everyone to know that it can be done anywhere, anytime you want. Okay, just do it.
Yeah,
you have to do it.
I think the other way is putting. I don't know if you do it, but in the pictures you put the location tag when you do it, and so you can use two elements to prime people. We move around by tagging the locations and therapy, right? So ice therapy. So then these two things, as you keep it consistent, keep priming it in your content, people will then start to understand without there being like a misconception. I think also you can use your bio profile. I think you can use that very wisely as well, in the sense like, you know, get on our mailing list to find out where we are next, right? So you build a bit of scarcity, get people to sign up. And so they start to follow you and kind of figure out where you are next. Plus, I think you do have one day a week that is static, isn't it? Where I think you mentioned there's one location that you have all the time, and then you move around. Is that correct?
I have three days a week. Okay, Saturday I'm doing at the beach, and Monday and Wednesday I have at one center. I'm sharing with them now, taking the place. We are doing it at the backyard of the center. It's a villa.
Yep.
So 2 days at that place and 1 day at the beach.
So that's pretty good. So 1/3 of your distribution of time and effort is dynamic, moving around and collecting new different demographics and then bringing them in. So I think that's a good balance. I think that's a healthy balance.
Yeah. I decided to keep this movable places session, which is we can be in different places. So people can also, because I got a lot of inquiries or people are asking, I like this beach session. When is the beach session? So always we have this fixed message. I send to the people that we have these sessions all these days and the timing and whatever. So they start to prefer this beach session because the idea is different, you know. But at the end, the fixed place, which is the center that I'm doing right now, it's always because you have to come back all the time because it's not one time.
Yeah.
You sometimes enjoy the one at the beach, but because if you want to do it
the consistency
more
problem. Yeah.
Exactly.
But you can use the beach as a lead magnet to attract people and bring them to your static location. Unless people want to keep consistent once a week on the beach, which is of course an open option. But yeah, I mean, at least so this comes down to client relationship, and I think that's something that we discussed. And probably good idea for us to probably talk about what your 3 growth hacks are, because I know that you're going to tackle exactly that problem in one of your 3 growth hacks, because it's vital. I mean, managing those relationships is crucial to building that consistent revenue.
Yeah, for the client relation, you know, it's as I told you, when we start, people to change their mind from a challenge to a therapy. Uh, some of them, they already know what is the ice bath, what's the benefits, and they know that they have to do it. But how often they have to do it, they don't know.
Yeah.
Some people, they tried it at home, but they still, they are coming back. They are saying, no, we need the guided sessions. We couldn't manage to do it alone at home because it wasn't guided.
Yep.
So this is start to build the relation between me and the clients are
Plus
coming.
segmentation, because it sounds like you're identifying behavioral patterns and you need to document that in a database somehow, so you know how to deal with different clients in different ways. So like you said, there's the client who wants the guided, there's a client who wants independent, there's a client who wants on the beach, there's a client who wants at the static location, there's clients that do it very frequently, clients that don't do it frequently. And so this kind of segmentation or behavioral segmentation, because behavioral segmentation is a really powerful area. We've kind of shifted away as the internet came about, we got better data. We shifted away from the idea of demographics. I mean, not that they're obsolete, but the point though is that since we got behavioral data now, behavioral data is a much better way to target individuals than demographics. So like, oh, women between this age and this age who are with this level of education. Okay, that's good to know. But if you knew that there was certain behavioral patterns and people were more likely to respond to a certain kind of marketing based on their behavioral patterns, that is way more powerful than just targeting people based on gender or age or education level or profession, you know, the basic social demographic approach. I think like you should be building your client database, and we'll talk about that, of course, and look at that hack at that time. You know, how can you get some behavioral data that allows you to make behavioral decisions in your marketing, in your offering, how you deliver, how you maintain those relationships. So that's something that we can look at, I think, a lot more carefully, because you're 100% right. Client relationships are crucial, especially since 1/3 of your infrastructure is dynamic. It's moving around and agile.
Yeah. You're right. For the client behavior, it's start to showing because the number of people that start to coming back are increasing. So you can start now understand this client, what he needs and what's different for him and what's make him back, you know.
Yep.
The behavior also during the session is different from one to one. Some people they want to be in a relaxing mood. Some people they need you to talk to them, to motivate them. Some people they want you just to monitor them, and that's all. So this is all different, and if you are trained about it and know how to do it, this will make you success in that one, because to understand the client needs, as long you are doing a service, it's not a product that you are giving him and he will go and he understand what he's getting.
Yep.
It's different. So once you are giving him a service and experience, sometimes, especially for the first time, you have to notice what exactly he needs.
Yeah.
What helps me in this, I have a certificate in the physiognomy. I'm a certified trainer in physiognomy. Physiognomy is about understanding the body language, you know.
Okay.
So you can understand the people or analyze the people from their body look in the beginning, and then going further to the body language. So the look at the first time is giving you impression. What always they are saying, first impression is last impression, but it's, for me it's different, because first impression is I'm analyzing this client, what might need. Yep. Then it comes to the body language during the session. Okay, this is explaining more that, yeah, he's okay or not. So this
that's really
course
unique.
I took. Yeah, this one I took this training certificate back in 2006.
Wow. Well, and it's amazing how we do things at certain times we don't know how or when we would use them. And it's incredible how you have this unique advantage and you're finding a really creative way to apply it. So I think that's going to be really awesome. And being able to turn that into a database that allows you to be able to deliver better service and connect with your clients in a better way, I think is going to be really unique. I'm very actually curious to see how that's going to connect, because that is actually will give you a huge advantage. But I'm very curious to see how that will work. Well, moving forward,
this is giving you like in your mind a template of segments you can start to align people in it in your mind. It's not necessary to write it, because you start to recognize this client in this category and this client in this category, this people. Sometimes you start to know that these people are very active. They don't they like to be with anyone. Some people they are more likely to be in a cozy places with a certain amount of people. So that's why also my sessions are always limited for some people. You know, I cannot make it as an open session. We are limiting it because some people, if it's more than like 8 or 9 people, they don't like it. They don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
They like a small group of people to be in the area.
Oh, that's
regardless
so
of the COVID situation, it's different. But in general, these people sometimes they don't like to be with a huge group.
Yep. Well, that's interesting, because if you knew that, you can structure your sessions where the people who don't want to be in a bigger group can come earlier and they get their unique first 30, 40 minutes, and then you move on to the remaining of the group. And so you're still doing the same thing, but you time it in a way where they're getting their more exclusivity or their more comfort. So I think that I'm telling you, this kind of data, it can just, it's like a whole circus of things come out of this in an amazing way, of course. I mean, there's a lot of unique things can be done with this. So I think we will explore that definitely in a much deeper detail. And plus that you've got the background to it, I think like the combination is going to be amazing. So moving forward, I mean, what are the 3 growth hacks that you plan to implement in the next 10 days?
It's like a challenge for the clients who are coming to the sessions, to keep the understanding and the continuous of their relationship. It's like we can call it gamifying for them. It's like creating a structure or something to make them more excited about.
So it's kind of like, you mean like creating some measures to compare how people perform against other people and kind of gamifying the situation so they walk away with something that gets them excited, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I think that's cool.
I think always something to make them like thinking, when is the next time I'm coming? You know, it's not okay. We'll think when I need it, I will come. No, it's about when is the next time I'm coming. You know, I should do it like next week or maximum the week after. This is the max.
Yeah.
This kind of thing.
See, gamification is one of the things people love, because gamification is like one of those 101 rules. I mean, it's old. I mean, gamification of anything always works. And it's one of those like oldest tricks in the books kind of thing. But depending how you implement it can make a big difference. And so a really good implementation of a system to gamify the way that people use your services, I think can go a really long way. So that's hack number 1, right? Which is gamification.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so hack number 2.
As I told you, we don't only do the ice bath. We also doing the breathing techniques, breathing sessions. The Wim Hof method we are doing, it's breathing, mindset, and cold exposure. As well, there is a lot of breathing techniques or breathing workouts you can do more than the Wim Hof method. So every time before the session, I start with the breathing workout, which helps us as well for many things, releasing the stress, making you comfortable, sometimes to open the path of the breathing. Sometimes people, they don't understand that they were breathing wrong. You know, we all doing breathing, but due to the stress we have or the daily work we do, we don't recognize that we are not breathing right. So this, in a long term, it's affecting the body, you know. So that's why you need to breathe much more well to keep perform much better.
So what's the hack for breathing then? What are you going to do as a growth hack for breathing?
I'm trying to find something like to keep the breathing also in the mind, and to let the clients attach to this breathing as well, because I told you it's not only the ice bath. It's breath works and the ice bath. I have also sessions only breathing, you know. I do some breathing sessions, only breathing. People in the beginning, when they start to come, they think that we'll do breathing, but when they start to doing more often, they start to recognize that, yes, we need it. So I start to receive messages from some of people that they are coming to my sessions that today I was tired and I did the breathing session alone, and it was great. So this make you happy, you know, because, okay, this bring an idea that, okay, I need something to the clients that they can do the breathing and they can like write it or put a notification or something to know what's their progress and where they were and where they are now. So this is something also.
So kind of like a journal, right? Like a breathing
exactly,
journal.
Exactly. It's a breathing journal or a breathing notepad or something like this.
Okay. Awesome. So that's hack number 2. So we'll be looking at like how to basically create notification, reminder, the tutorials maybe around the techniques, but in a way that's consistent, potentially a journal of some kind or notification system that just keeps people reminded about the breathing techniques over and over again.
Yeah.
Okay, so hack number 3.
3 will be the client relationship. As I told you, we did the gamifying to bring the attention of the client. We did the breathing for the same purpose, but we need something to keep the relation with the people that are coming, to know why they are coming more. It's not about like, it's okay, it's a business and at the end, but it's at the end, on the other hand, it's not only business. It's not, it's a therapy. It's something you can take it and it's good for your health, for yourself, for your community. So this should be attached in the mind as well, that this relationship is healthier than it's a business.
Cool. So do you have anything in mind how to improve those relationships as a hack, or will you be exploring and finding channels how to do that?
Exactly. We'll be exploring and find something that we can do and during the challenge, because there is many things, you know, you can do, but you have to explore and check.
Yeah, see how the relationship can be done. Exactly. By the way, so for those who are tuning in, I forgot 2 really important things to tell you. Number 1 is Hamdi has a secret supercharged growth hack, which is a secret. We can't tell you. He's the 3rd contender in this season who's got a secret super hack. So keep tuned for that. And we have a micro hack that we're working on. We'll see how it goes in the next few days, right? And we'll see what happens with it. It's we won't talk about it now.
It will be happening tomorrow, actually.
Tomorrow. You know? There you go.
Tomorrow, not the 3 days. I cannot wait for tomorrow, you know.
I love that. See, that's what I love about when you take action, right? You just act on it and then you experiment. That's what this method is about. We take action, we experiment, we get the data, and then we evolve, right? So we're going to have a little super, it's not a super, it's a little mini hack. We're going to see where it goes. We will share with you more information as that comes along. So just to recap, we've got 3 growth hacks here. We've got number 1, which is the gamification of the actual experience. Number 2, a breathing journal or notification system. So again, to maintain the reminder for people to use these techniques. And finally is exploring a client relationship hack that brings all of that together and ensures long-term consistent relationships that eventually will lead to more sustainable organic revenue for the business, which is called Mr. Ice. For more information about Hamdi and what he does, you can go below. All the information will be there. And if you ever get the chance to give it an actual try, sign up and share your comments below with us on what you think when you try it out. So Hamdi, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you in 3 days and we'll go from there.